In a small coastal town in Maine, two childhood friends, Ethan and Jacob, both 32 years old, decided to spend their weekend collecting sea glass and shells along the shore to sell at the local artisan market. Both had been struggling to make ends meet, and this seemed like a fun and practical way to earn some extra money. As they wandered along the rocky beach, Ethan stumbled upon a large, beautifully polished piece of sea glass, deep blue and shaped like a teardrop. "Wow," Ethan exclaimed. "This is rare. I bet it'll sell for a fortune." Jacob, watching enviously, thought to himself, "If Ethan sells that big piece, he'll earn way more than me. I need to find something even better." Determined to outdo Ethan, Jacob stopped picking up the smaller, colorful pieces of sea glass and focused entirely on finding a large, unique treasure of his own. The hours ticked by as Jacob combed the shore, becoming more desperate with each passing minute. He ignored the smaller shards scattered in the sand, thinking they weren't worth his time. He even threw back the few decent-sized pieces he had initially collected, determined to find the big one. Ethan, on the other hand, didn't let the smaller pieces go unnoticed. Along with his prized blue glass, he collected every bit of colorful sea glass and shells he could find, stuffing his bag full as the tide crept higher. By the time the sun dipped below the horizon, Jacob was exhausted and empty-handed. Not only had he failed to find the big treasure he was searching for, but he had also discarded all the smaller pieces he'd found earlier. As the two friends walked back to town, Ethan stopped at a local vendor to sell his collection. The vendor's eyes lit up when he saw the large blue piece and offered $150 for it on the spot. Ethan grinned and handed over the piece. Then the vendor noticed Ethan's bag, filled with smaller sea glass and shells, and offered him an additional $200 for the lot. Jacob stood frozen, watching in disbelief. "You made $350? He asked, his voice tinged with regret. Ethan shrugged and said, "Yeah, the big piece was great, but these small ones made up most of what I earned." Jacob stared at the bag of small sea glass Ethan had collected. "Those were the pieces I threw away," he muttered, his voice heavy with frustration. "If I'd kept them, I could have earned even more than you." Ethan placed a hand on Jacob's shoulder and said, "Chasing after big things is fine, but you can't ignore the small opportunities along the way. They add up." Jacob sighed, realizing his mistake too late. This is for the rich society. This story is a reflection of how, in our pursuit of grand achievements, we often overlook the smaller opportunities that come our way. Many people focus solely on lofty goals, believing that success comes only from big wins. But true success is often built on the foundation of smaller efforts and incremental progress. Every small step matters. Whether it's saving small amounts of money, building habits, or completing minor tasks, these small things add up to something much larger over time. Ignoring them can leave us empty-handed like Jacob, while valuing them can lead to meaningful accomplishments like Ethan. This story also teaches us not to let envy drive our decisions. Jacob's focus on outdoing Ethan blinded him to the opportunities right in front of him. Instead of competing with others, focus on your own journey, and success will follow. If you find this story interesting and learn a lesson that helps improve your life, please like and leave your comments below.